Welcome back to this channel where we provide premium legal content. Today in this video, we want to look at another important aspect of our criminal jurisprudence, and it's a continuation of our previous video. In our previous video, we looked at the decision or likely position of the court when it comes to a finding that at the time of conviction and sentencing, the defendant is a woman, not only for the fact that the defendant was a woman, but that the fact that the defendant was pregnant. Would the court wait for the woman to give birth and be delivered of a baby before proceeding to convict that woman, or the court would just proceed to convict the woman? These and many more were the things that we looked at in the previous video. You might do well to watch the previous video so that you can get a better understanding as to the likely position of the court as well as what the law say concerning all of this. Now, but today we want to look at a child. What is the definition of a child? Who is even a child under our laws? Can a child be sentenced to life imprisonment or a death sentence and all the rest? This and many more things we'll be looking at in the series of videos I'll be doing relating to a child. But before we proceed, let's look at a bit of history relating to the laws relating to children in Nigeria. It's important that we also realize that the age of criminal responsibility has been fraught with a lot of challenges in Nigeria, and not just challenges but confusion, because there were so many laws dealing with children in Nigeria before the passage of the Child's Rights Act. And the reason for this is not far-fetched. Number one, when you talk about criminal responsibility, you are saying that this person is guilty or responsible for the commission of this crime. But the law excludes people who can prove that at the time of the commission of the offense, they did not know that what they were doing was illegal or wrong, or that they had the excuse under the law. So for children, the position of the law is that their mental state of mind cannot really understand that what they were doing was illegal at the time of the commission of the offense. And that's why there are exceptions for children who commit certain crimes. And in fact, children basically are tried at juvenile homes instead of the regular court. But all this and many more things we'll look at when we proceed, and if you stick around in this video. Now, the history of Nigeria's laws that deals with children is quite numerous. So you look at the Children and Young Persons or People's Act. That law was a British colonial law that was passed as far back as the 1930s and 1940s. But in Nigeria, it was revised and then incorporated into our corpus juris laws in 1958, and that became part of Nigeria's law. And then we used to have the United Nations Convention on the Right of a Child. We also had the African Charter on the Right and Welfare of a Child, United Nations, minimum standard rules for administration of juvenile justice. In fact, the Criminal Code of 1916, as well as the Criminal Procedure Act of 1948, also made similar provisions relating to a child. So there are so many laws dealing with children in Nigeria. Thankfully, the Child's Rights Act in 2003 was passed, which is now a culmination of several laws, the culmination of several struggles, the culmination of several campaigns and advocacy for the protection of the right of a child in Nigeria. And that law is the mother law for all cases dealing with children, as well as adoption, children, education, children, healthcare. A lot of issues are contained in the Child's Rights Act. Now, in the next video, we'll be looking at who is a child. What is the likely age of a child? What is the age of criminal responsibility? Can we say that there's a child, there are infants, some people are children? What's the distinction between a child, an infant, as well as a young person, an adult? All of these things we'll look at in the next video. So stick around and watch the next video so that you can get a better perspective as to what the law says concerning a child, as well as their likely consequences if they commit a particular offense. Well, thank you very much for watching this video up to this point. It's important that we crave your indulgence that this channel needs to grow, and it needs your support to grow. You can support the growth of this channel by clicking on the subscription button and as well as the notification button when you subscribe, so that you can continue to be among the first people who receive premium legal content that drops on this channel. See you on the next video.